Alright, hey there guys, it's Maurice here, editing Maurice here. There's some point that I missed in the video while I was editing and I don't feel like recording the whole thing again, so I'll just do it here. First of all, I forgot to mention about the battery life. It lasted me about 5 days with motion sync on, and I had to charge it once, so I guess like once a week is your best bet with the Pulsar X2. And the scroll wheel has been swapped to the TTC Gold encoder, and it sounds like this. So it reminds me a lot of the Fantech Aria scroll wheel, and I think yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy the following video. I'll see you guys next time. Alright, hello there guys, it's Maurice here and welcome back to another product review, and today I'll be doing a review on the Pulsar X2 Mini Randomfrankp edition. If you guys haven't checked out my unboxing video of the X2 Mini, I'll put it the first link down in the description below if you guys want to check out the content, what card I got and whatnot. I'll put that in the unboxing. I don't feel like taking out the box here. I know I should, but you know, yeah. So another disclaimer is I bought this with my own money. Pulsar did not send this out to me or anything. I bought them from Respawn Gaming in Malaysia, and yeah, I'll just be doing a review and we'll start with the design of the mouse because that is the kind of like the reason why I picked up the Pulsar X2 in the first place. I'm not interested in normal X2 because I know that the shape is quite safe and it's honestly not a very interesting mouse in my opinion. But after picking up the X2 Mini Randomfrankp edition, I'm happy to say that I'm wrong, but I'm also happy to say that I actually waited out to pick out this amazing, gorgeous looking mouse, because I know for a fact that if I already have the original X2, I wouldn't bought this one because it will be way too expensive, and as someone who doesn't get stuff for free, it's a very not good purchase. But the design itself, it's amazing. It has this kind of iridescent green look with the topography design on the mouse buttons with the sides, making the gradual from black with topography to like just green is really beautiful. Mine is number 92, and yeah, I'm just holding this thing in my hand right now and I can say that it's a really good looking mouse. But this design is not only cosmetic, it's also a texture change compared to the original X2. So for them to make this kind of paint job, this kind of printing design on the mouse, they have to use a different coating compared to the original X2, making the mouse actually weighs 3 grams heavier than the original weighs at 56 grams on my scale. But for that price of 3 grams, you get a very good coating. I personally will always use a grip tape on my daily driver. There is no daily driver that I own that has no grip tape. If there's no grip tape, I'm not using it. I need the surface to either be really grippy or have grip tapes. So when I purchased the X2 Mini, I also purchased a grip tape alongside it with the same card, of course. The good thing is I have never actually used it. It's still in the packaging, still sealed, so I can still sell this as brand new. The bad thing is I'm now broke and have an extra grip tape that I will never put on, because that's just how good the damn coating is. My hand sweats a lot whenever I play Osu, especially because those fast movements really tense my hands out. When the mouse have bad coating, I will 100% know it because my hand will just start to slip while using the mouse. But I can confidently say that the X2 Mini have a very good coating. It's very grippy, it's very tactile feeling, like very tacky, and I have no need of grip tapes. Really cool, really awesome that I got a good paint job and also a good grip that I don't have to cover up. Next I want to talk about is the build quality, and this mouse is really solid. Pressing on the sides have barely any creak, barely any flex. It's honestly very solid. Top to bottom has also has no creak, no flex. My M1 and M2 has slight mouse wobble, but I cannot feel this in game, and there's no like mouse grinding or anything, so that's good. Scroll wheel has also been really nice, and my side buttons have barely any pre and post travel. There is some pre travel on the M1 and M2, but it's barely noticeable, and there is slight post travel on M1 and M2. Also, they have changed the switch here from KillGM 8.0 to Huano Blue Shell Pink Dot, which is amazing. I am so tired of every mouse company using the KillGM 8.0. It's not that good. I don't like 8.0s, so the fact that they changed to a Huano Blue Shell Pink Dot is amazing. I'll give you a sound test right now. So yeah, the mouse itself now feels really good in terms of like clicking in Valorant and in League. You know, spamming my right click here feels amazing. Shooting, it's like it's light, but it's not light enough that I accidentally actuate it in game like Japanese arm runs. But it is so tactile. It's so snappy. It's so clicky. I love the blue sharp pink dot. Yeah, so Honda blue sharp pink dot is a huge upgrade here. And overall the button feels nice, the build is amazing, the shape, I mean the texture and the design is amazing. Now I want to go to the shape. It's basically like a G Pro, like imagine a G Pro, but you just drag the hump and put it towards the butt of the mouse and have a very low button height, because it's a very safe mouse with flat sides, almost basically an almost even sides. Like you can barely see the curves, I mean you can, but you can barely feel it too. And it's an overall a very safe shape. Now this can be good or bad, depends on how you grip the mouse. And personally it took me quite a bit to get used to it, because most of the mouse that I own have a very pronounced curve that I always lock my finger onto and I can immediately start playing. But with the X2 I just keep changing grips like every time I hold the mouse, so it has been kind of like an issue for me personally. But once I actually got used to it and actually change my grip style, the Pulsar X2 Mini now is a very enjoyable experience. And what I mean by changing my grip style, so with the Vapor Mini I am primarily a claw grip, like a relaxed claw grip. So if you look, this is how I always grip the mouse. You can see it by the dark spots on my grips. My thumb sits here, then my pinky and my ring. So this is how I always grip the mouse. But there is some moments where if I get too tense, or if I want to loosen up my grip for playing Usu, for example, I'll change to a slightly backwards fingertip grip. And this is how it changed. So from like this, it just slightly went backwards, and now I'm in a fingertip grip. So that's like the versatility that I like on the Vapor Mini. Meanwhile, on the Pulsar X2 Mini, I tried to play on my normal relaxed claw grip, but because the back of the mouse is not wide like the Vapor Mini, like if you guys look at down here, the Vapor Mini has a thinner grip width but a wider back width. Meanwhile, the X2 Mini has a wider grip width but also a smaller back and front width, so making it so that the mouse doesn't feel the back of my palm as much. So I don't have kind of that lock-in sensation that I do on the Razer Vapor Mini. So the solutions, I changed to fingertip grip. I've played relaxed claw on every single mouse I own, but on the Pulsar X2 Mini I am now a fingertip grip user that sometimes will lock his mouse a little bit by going into a relaxed claw. So now basically my grip style has been swapped. Claw here, fingertip when I need it, fingertip here, and claw when I need it. It's really interesting that only a few millimeter change here and there can instantly change my grip type. So once I find that I'm good at fingertip with the X2 Mini, my experience have been very enjoyable. Try it out first. It's a very safe shape. It's nothing that interesting in the sense where there's really no like special flair or anything. It's just what it is. It's a rectangular mouse with a hump towards the back for your palm contact. Alright, now so shape aside, really good. I want to talk about the Mousefeets, then we'll go into the sensor. So this is a 100% pure PTFE, and if I want to compare it to the Pulsar X Lite wireless, the feet feels very different. Like this feels like something that I'm still using the stock feet here, and this feels quite disappointing. Like it doesn't glide that well. There's some tugginess to it, and I would 100% swap this out. But on the Pulsar X2 Mini, the feet actually feels really good, like just directly compare from X2 to X Lite. But compared to day one, the mouse does feel a little bit more slower now, so there is, I think, a break-in period. Personally, I would swap this out for maybe like BTL skates, but if you're not the type of person that change skates, I think these are great. It's good enough as it is, but for me, you know, especially where my DDRV uses the Tiger Ice, I think my best solution for this mouse would be just to change the feet in general. Not bad, but just not that great. Alright, now let's talk about the sensor. The reason why this mouse costs $100 is the implementation of PixArt 3395 sensor, 1000 Hz polling rate, 26K DPI, etc, etc. And just like every other sensors out there, if you're not looking at the millisecond delay between each sensor, each clicks, it performed just as well as other 3395 out there. There is motion sync, and personally speaking, I cannot tell the difference. Maybe that's because I'm using a 144 Hz monitor and my eyes move like a turtle, but motion sync doesn't really feel that much difference for me. The sensor itself is amazing, very low liftoff distance. It's just basically a good sensor stuff. The wireless implementation, however, is also really good. Now there is that thing with click delay on the original X2. I don't know if it's fixed or not, but I've been trying to hold an op, hold an angle with an op, and I cannot feel that click latency. So maybe it's fixed, or maybe I'm just stupid. But personally, wireless implementation have been fine. My dongle sits just in front of my mouse pad, so I have no issue with dropouts, no issue with connectivity problems, and it just works fine. 1000 Hz polling rate, there's barely any DPI deviation that I've noticed from doing mousesensitivity.com. So that's basically it. It's a solid mouse that is quite cheap compared to every high-end mouse out there, and it's really beautiful. Now, would I recommend you to pick up the Pulsar X2 original, basically the normal colorway? I don't know because if the coating is something like the X Lite, where it's basically just, it doesn't feel like anything, to be honest with you, if that's the coating, then I would recommend a grip tapes, which means that you have to add costs on top of it, and which also means that you're gonna run into problems with KillGM 8.0s if there's issue with that or not. So would I recommend it? I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I personally I wouldn't pick the default X2. Maybe the limited edition versions coming soon, or if you can pick up a limited edition for a sale somewhere, then sure. But default X2, I don't think so. I don't know, that's just me. Some people really like the shape regardless of how many QC issue the original one has, but I personally, again, would not get the default X2. Like, this grip, this coating, this click is just so damn nice that if I have to go back to a normal X2 and missed out on all of this kind of features that they added here, it will be very devastating. So yeah, there's that. Again, I'll put Respawn link down in the description below. They did not send me, I just like them, thumbs up to Respawn. And again, check out the unboxing if you haven't checked it out. Help me a ton by liking this video. If you haven't subscribed, why not? It's free. I'll do more consistent upload. I see that every year. I failed every year. That's because I cannot buy them, it's too expensive. But yeah, I'll try my best to do more video in the future. And if you guys have any question regarding the Pulsar X2, leave that in the comment section down below. We'll try to figure it out together. I don't know what you're gonna ask, but hopefully it's something good, like have I eaten, I don't know. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.